Hello, Andrew Hewlett here, and I wanted to say a brief word on this topic of fundamentalism. We hear that word fundamentalist thrown around a lot these days, and there's, I think, a reasonable concern of very radical fundamentalist ideologies out there, especially ones that are militaristic, and I share that concern. But I think it's problematic to lump all of these under this topic of the dangers of fundamentalism. Originally, this term fundamentalism really referred to Christians as opposed to those who were more liberal perspective, those who believed in the fundamentals of the faith, the basic things about our sins separating us from God, Jesus dying for our sins on the cross, the resurrection from the dead, these things, these were the fundamentals of the faith, and those that believe those things could consider themselves fundamentalists. But of course now it's taken on a more radical view of people that are right over the top, wild, dangerous ideologies that are threatening to individuals and to society. And I just think it's wrong to sort of lump all of these under this one term, fundamentalist. You might look at the word evangelical. This word evangelical comes from this Greek word euangelion, which means really the good message or the good news, which is the heart of the message of Christianity. The good news that God has come to us in Jesus Christ and gave his life to pay for the debt of our sins that we might be reconciled with God. And it's wonderful news. It's good news that we can have this relationship with God through Christ. But this word evangelical now means completely different things to different people. It's sort of used almost as a sort of pejorative way. And it's interesting because there are many people now that consider themselves evangelicals, but many of those, not all, but many of them, they don't read the Bible, they don't pray, they don't regularly attend a church fellowship or something, but they still consider themselves evangelical. For many, it's taken on more of a sort of a political view. Now, of course, there's a whole spectrum here, but I'm just wanted to point out that this word evangelical has been hijacked and means different things for different people. And I think it's the same with this word fundamentalists. I agree with Kathy Keller, who said, the problem is not fundamentalism. The problem is, what is the fundamental? What is the fundamental? Now, if the fundamental thing is to do with politics and power and revolution, well, those fundamentals are not very good. But what if the fundamental is the self-giving God who came to us in Jesus Christ, who laid down his life in love that we might be reconciled with God? If the fundamental is this sacrificial giving and this good news of Jesus, Jesus who on the cross said, "Forgive them, Father, because they don't know what they're doing." If the fundamental is that love of God, the grace of God in this good news, then I think that kind of fundamentalism is not bad at all. I think it's actually a really good thing. So I think it's wrong to just take this term fundamentalism and to lump Christian believers who believes in these basics of the Christian faith and lump them in with radical, dangerous ideologies that are very militaristic and destructive in our society. So I just wanted to make that point of clarification. I hope that's helpful. Thank you and God bless.